Alright, what's going on, guys? Just a friendly reminder to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'm going to go ahead and give you some Olympia predictions. We're going to start off with 3 predictions for the Classic Physique this year. But before I get to that, just want to remind you guys, you can stream the Olympia at iHerb.com/Olympia. It starts at 7 p.m. I'm not sure if they'll have a conference or not prior to that, or if the conference starts then, but I'll have all the information in the description. So with the Classic Physique division being relatively newer, and with us getting different athletes every year, it's kind of hard to gauge who's going to be the top 5 still at this point. We saw the first Mr. Olympia fall to 5th place last year, so here it goes. I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to predict Wesley Vissers to take the 3rd spot. I know Wesley's relatively newer, but he seems to be a fan favorite. He definitely has a classic physique, and I think the 3rd place spot could really be a toss-up between a ton of guys. We got Rashad, we have Reek and Grimes, to name a few guys, but I definitely think that Wesley holds that physique and has a lot of potential to go on and place well. Maybe top 3 might be too generous, but I would put my money on him to be one of the sleeper choices for the Olympia in 2018. So my prediction for 2nd place in Classic Physique 2018 is Chris Bumstead. I think Chris definitely has the potential to win the Mr. Olympia one day. I think he may even be the face of this division. But for this year, I think Breon still has him beat out. I think Breon beats him in the arm department, the back department, the core department as well, perhaps. Chris definitely has him on the legs. The chest is there as well. And, of course, Chris can hit that great vacuum pose, but there's actually no points for that pose in Classic Physique as of right now, so that's not actually going to help him on the judges' scorecards. And, I mean, that mustache is as classic as it gets for real, so I think Chris could go 1 or 2. And so, of course, that puts Breon as the back-to-back Classic Physique Mr. Olympia and the winner for 2018. That's my prediction anyway. I think as of right now, he has a little too much size, and his proportions are too well for Chris to really be a shoo-in to beat him. Like I said, I think Chris has potential in upcoming years to really run the division, but as of right now, I think Breon is definitely the guy. Add to that the fact that the IFBB, they do play around with politics a bit, and we all know that they love to see repeat winners. Jeremy Buendia, I believe, has still won every Mr. Olympia for men's physique. Phil Heath just won 7 straight last year. And it seems like they always have someone on some kind of winning streak. So I wouldn't doubt we see Breon win here again. Even if it is close with him and Chris, I think the fact that he was last year's winner will help him this year as well. And now for my 2018 Mr. Olympia top 5. At 5, we got The Blade. Dexter Jackson, just under 50 years old. While he is getting up there and he did have some gut action at his last show, I think he still holds a physique that can put him into the top 5. I have him over Shawn Rhoden. I don't think Rhoden's going to be able to come correct this year with his injury and everything that's going on. Dexter did finish 2nd at the Arnold this year, so again, I think some politics playing there, and I think he's definitely someone who's going to be in the top 5 this year. So coming in 4th, I have Roelly Winklaar, who is an interesting one because I think he could go 3 or 4. Roelly has always been top 10 material, obviously. Last 2 years he's placed 6th at the Olympia, but more so it's been the Arnold this year. He took 4th, and then at the Arnold Australia he took 1st. So I have him, and then I have Bonac at 3rd, and I think it could go either way between the 2 of them. And then, again, as I just said, Bonac is 3rd for me. He took 2nd at the Arnold Australia, 1st at the Arnold Classic. So I think these 2 could flip-flop. They're both really different kind of physiques, so I guess it depends on what they bring to the stage. Roelly's looking crazy on Instagram, but Bonac always does. So it's going to be a hard one. It's going to come down to show day between who goes 3 and 4. Okay, and so you guessed it, that leaves 1 and 2 down to Big Ramy and Phil Heath. I'm going to put Ramy at 2, Phil Heath at 1, but I'm also going to make a second prediction, and it's that there's going to be some uproar over these results. I'm predicting that Ramy comes in, and the majority of people are going to be pissed that he is not selected as the winner. Similar to what happened to Kai Green. I forget if it was 2013 or 2014, where I believe that was the year Phil's gut was pretty bad and Kai came in and just looked amazing, and Phil still somehow pulled out the win. I just think there's too much politics around him. I think bodybuilding, the IFBB, likes to have these streaks, likes to have these winners. You know, every sport has that. The Bulls of the 90s, the Yankees in baseball. Phil Heath is the modern era IFBB men's bodybuilding Yankees, the New York Yankees. I think they're going to give it to him, give him that 8 straight. Maybe this will be where Phil's run ends, but I think that politics will definitely pull him through here. I mean, of course, I'm not disputing that Phil isn't one of the best of all time or even of this 2018 competition, but I think as long as he comes with an arguable first place physique, that the IFBB is going to do whatever they need to make sure that he gets that 8th straight and he wins this year again. So, yep, that's my final prediction. Roelly at 2, Phil at 1, 8 straight for Phil, and I'm also predicting a little bit of backlash from that choice. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Peace.
Mom Duels by Big Ramy and Will Bonac for a top 3 comparison, and it would be reasonable to guess this will probably be our final comparison of this round.
It will be, and I doubt that tomorrow anybody's going to make the necessary changes to change what we're looking at right now.
Well, what we're looking at is 2 bodybuilders who have moved up. Will Bonac, Big Ramy, neither of them have ever tasted the top 3 in the world, and it looks like that's in the future for them in the next 24 hours. Phil Heath is trying to fend off both of them and retain the most coveted title in bodybuilding, and he's going to work for it. Because you can be sure that as Phil Heath directs traffic up there, you can be sure that Phil Heath's going to have to work for it. But really, as you look at these guys, it's hard to imagine, as great as Ramy is, as wide as he is, as thickly built as he is, with all that dense, grainy muscle and the clear improvements in the world-class conditioning that he has finally brought to the Olympia stage. People always used to say, if Ramy gets it together and comes in shape, is it going to be good enough to knock off Phil Heath? So I think that question, I'll pose it to you. Is it good enough to take out Phil?
I think it's damn close. I would not be surprised, Dan, if we don't see exactly what you're talking about. It's very possible. I'm not going to say probable, but it's very possible. Steve Weinberger is a very fair head judge, and I saw Ramy over in Kuwait beat Dexter and Shawn Rhoden.
And I'll tell you what, Phil Heath might be laughing right now. But Steve Weinberger just put the defending champion on the outside and moved Big Ramy into the center spot. You can read into that. We don't want to overstate it. But at the end of the day, right now, Big Ramy is getting his chance to stand in the center of what appears to be the final call-out of the day. At the very least, we have some intrigue.
Well, I'm not going to end it there. Will Bonac might wind up in the middle, too, and give them all a fair shot. But Big Ramy, he's serving notice, man, and I'm not going to say that it's impossible. Phil's genetics are far more superior than Ramy's, but there's individual poses where Ramy is undeniably all up in his grill, and we cannot discount what little Will Bonac is bringing, because William is as complete as they come. He's just smaller. I faced the same situation. Labrada, same situation. Muhammad Makaway. Sometimes when you're small, you're the odd man out. And right now, these 2 big men in Phil Heath and Big Ramy, this is a contest that's up for grabs as of tonight.
And it's a bit of an apples and oranges situation, and we're kind of back to that. We kind of moved away from the apples oranges debate when Ronnie's reign ended, when Jay's reign ended, but we're kind of back there now. Big Ramy's the big, thick, massive bodybuilder. And they're going to do exactly what you said. They're going to put William in the middle, which probably relieves Phil just a little bit right now.
He's smiling. He's like, thank you.
Because the narrative has just shifted in that moment where now he's no longer concerned. But you know what? He should be concerned.
He should be concerned. Big Ramy's been coming for a long time. I got to imagine Jay Cutler, when he saw Phil Heath coming. I can imagine Ronnie Coleman when he saw Jay Cutler coming. Eventually, it happens and every dog has their day. But as I look at Phil Heath, as good as his physique is with those big overblown deltoids, his chest is a little bit diminished as a result of the shoulders. My eyes keep coming back to Ramy in terms of being the guy that's going to be able to stand with Phil and battle with Phil. And we're not even talking about Ramy's calves because they're not even really a factor here. His size, his shoulder width, the girth, it's something that you can't ignore on those thigh sweeps.
Well, the other thing you can't ignore is the fact that here in 2017 at the Olympia, we have ourselves a legitimate battle. We're not going to come away from this prejudging with a clear sense of who won the contest. Big Ramy has done the work. William Bonac is impressive. And Phil Heath is good, but he may have cracked open that door just enough to keep things interesting.
He left the door open. Tomorrow we're going to find out.
We're going to find out, but first, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break here as our coverage from Las Vegas continues here at Joe Weider's 2017 Olympia Weekend.
Our defending champ will see a flex to make it 6.